Hi there, welcome to my views and news studio stories. Firstly, Eritrea has shown newly acquired MiG-29 Mikoyan fighter jets. Uh, in a video a few days ago, I told you about Eritrea buying new fighter jets, Russian fighter jets. A video is in circulation showing these Eritrean fighter jets in the skies over Eritrea. Which types of fighter jets have been bought by Eritrea? Does Ethiopia have better fighter jets and bombers? Secondly, Tigray military issued a statement 48 hours. I could not do a video on that. I missed it somehow. And now I have got the entire statement. The statement is very critical of the Ethiopian federal government. This is the first time since Pretoria that I have seen this type of strong statement lashing out at the Ethiopian government. What is Tigray Security Force TSF saying? Details. Let's have a look at this news story first. Then the second story would be about Eritrean fighter jets. Tigray security forces issued a statement 2 days ago. The statement is full of criticism of the Ethiopian government. Firstly, Tigray military is denying links with Eritrea, saying it has no direct or secret links with Eritrean government. An entity has launched paid propagandists to spread such propaganda. Which entity? Ethiopian government. Tigray military is saying Ethiopian government has unleashed propagandists, activists who are making false claims about connection between Tigray Security Force and Eritrea. I think TSF is referring to the article written by Murat the Showman, former Ethiopian president, who wrote an article on Al Jazeera and claimed that Tigray security forces and TPLF are holding talks, meetings with Eritrea. And obviously, the military rejected the report of Africa intelligence too, which claimed that Tigray generals held a meeting with Eritrean counterparts in the presence of Eritrean president in Asmara. Secondly, the Tigray military says that Africa intelligence and Oromia media network and other entities are involved in spreading propaganda and lies against Tigray security forces. These two sources claim that Tigray security forces, that leaders had held meetings with Eritrean counterparts in Asmara. Thirdly, very interestingly, the Tigray military says that the same entity which invited foreign forces against its own people has no moral ground, no moral position to accuse Tigray security force of conspiring with foreigners. Eritrea. Yes, Ethiopian military invited Eritrean defense force in the fight against TPLF Tigray fighters. So TSF is telling Ethiopian government that you conspired with EDF. We are not having any contacts with them. Lastly, TSF says that it is only focused on restoration of Tigray's borders, return of IDPs, etc. But some entities want to tarnish the image of the Tigray security forces. Tigray security forces are not involved in any activities with the Eritrean government. So this is now official statement of Tigray military that it is not in contact on any level with the Eritrean government. Whether Tigray security forces and TPLF or the Debrecen people met with Eritreans or not, it will never be confirmed by Eritrea, Tigray security force, or the Debrecen group. They will never publicly acknowledge that. Because if they do acknowledge, that will definitely lead to public outcry, criticism against them. First time that Tigray security forces have so openly, so severely criticized the Ethiopian federal government of PMR, saying that the federal government has no moral, it's not in a moral position, it has no moral stance to criticize Tigray security forces. Secondly, Eritrea has purchased modern fighter jets, confirmed now, because now the fighter jets have been shown operating over Eritrea. In the skies of Eritrea, these fighter jets have been captured, reported. Eritrea has long been using Russian weaponry. Its fighter jets and bombers are Russian, ex-Soviet Union made weaponry Eritrea has been using for decades. Why? Because US and Europe have not been on good terms with Eritrea. Eritrea remained under sanctions imposed by US, EU, etc. I did a video a few days ago, told you about Eritrea buying Russian fighter jets. Now, the fighter jets are being shown by the Eritrean side. A video is in circulation showing MiG-29 Mikoyan fighter jets. Eritrea, as I said earlier, uses Russian hardware. Ethiopia also uses Russian hardware. Ethiopian machines like MiG-21, MiG-23, Su-27, Su-30, they're all Russian. Same is the case with the Eritrean fighter jets. Does Ethiopia have any MiG-29? No. Ethiopia does not have MiG-29, but MiG-29 is not the most advanced MiG fighter jet. No. It was developed in 1970s. In 1980s, it entered the Air Force of the ex-Soviet Union. F-16 is way superior to MiG-29. Ethiopia has more modern fighter jets and more modern drones. Ethiopian Air Force is stronger than Eritrean Air Force. Eritrea knows that. That is why new fighter jets and bombers are being purchased by Eritrean government. And I think soon you'll see the news about Eritrea buying drones too, because the main edge which Ethiopian government has over Eritrea is that it has modern combat drones. It has three different types of combat drones, which are very modern, precise, operate in any weather, under any conditions, at night as well. Turkish TB2s, uh, Ethiopia has. Ethiopia has Akinji too. It has Chinese Winglong too. Eritrea has also been in talks to acquire drones, reportedly. It held talks with Iranians too. I think it's in the process of acquiring drones. It will definitely try to acquire drones because now Ethiopia Eritrea tensions are rising. Eritrea would try to ensure that its air force is not at a disadvantage. That is why soon I think you'll see Eritrea acquire uh, these modern combat drones, maybe kamikaze drones too. Kamikaze drones are cheap, but I think Eritrea would like to have modern reconnaissance and attack drones to combat drones too. Let's see. Watch a clip being shared by pro-Eritrean sources showing Eritrean MiG-29 Mikoyan fighter jets operating over Eritrea. Thank you for watching.